Hey everyone, it's Dominic the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Welcome back to another video. I probably seem much brighter to you than normal. That's because I'm testing out a new lighting situation. I have invested in some more professional lights for both the YouTube videos and my own pictures that I take for my reselling business. So, we'll just experiment here and there. If I start glowing all of a sudden, we'll just try to work through that over the next two videos until we find a situation that works just right. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is fixing up old toys that may need just a very slight repair, and you might be surprised how little effort you need to put into things to significantly increase the value in your piece. And you're probably wondering, why is this scary looking monster staring at me? Well, many of you know who are into vintage toys, especially Masters of the Universe, that this is Snake Mountain. Now, this is a classic playset from 1983. As part of the Masters of the Universe series, it's where Skeletor and his evil henchmen would hang out. Now, more people are familiar with what hangs behind me or sits behind me in most of my videos, which is Castle Grayskull over there. Now, Castle Grayskull complete outside of the box will sell for about a maximum of $330. Now, Snake Mountain is pretty comparable. If it is complete and it works, then it's going to sell for approximately a maximum of $300. Now, all of this is dependent on condition issues. Are there scratches and dents and any damage to the plastic pieces, and are all the little tiny and bigger plastic pieces there, and do they work? So all of that factors into the price. But you notice I said the word works when I referred to Snake Mountain over here. I didn't say that with regards to Castle Grayskull, at least with regards to electronics. And that's because there are no electronic parts in Castle Grayskull, but there is an electronic part in Snake Mountain. And that has to do with this little wolf character that you see right here. This wolf functions as a microphone. It's a reverb, and so when you talk into it, it makes a kind of like a scary, evil noise. Kids used to love playing with this thing, and it is challenging sometimes to find one that works. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're out there, but a lot of times when you come across these in the field and you go and turn it on, it doesn't work. And there could be different reasons for that. And I'm going to go over with you today one of the simplest reasons why this could go wrong, and you could easily actually identify it as a problem when you're in the field, and you could buy it as broken, and you could use that as a purchasing technique to say, hey, this is broken, it doesn't work, the microphone's not on, and you could get home and you could potentially make a very simple repair to this. So let me show you what I'm talking about with regards to this electronic piece in Snake Mountain. Now, they have these little clips on the side, and you just open them up, and inside of Snake Mountain there is this microphone component here. Now, this right in here, this is where the inner components are that help make it work, in addition to inside this actual microphone itself. Now, if the problem is in there, that's going to be a more in-depth solution that you're going to need to work through, and there's other videos out there about that. But what I want to focus with you on is if there's an issue with the actual battery terminals itself. So what I'm going to teach you here about this repair is something that you could use with other toys, not only Snake Mountain. But let me bring this a little closer to you so you can see it. There are some battery terminals right there, okay, right down there, and you can see as I bring this closer that one of them is corroded and one of them is not. You see that little patina on this side right over there? There is some corrosion on that. And there was more corrosion on that last night until I experimented with this little technique that I'm going to show you here. Now, the reason why this technique works in terms of getting rid of the battery corrosion is it's just chemistry, and it's an interaction of different chemicals, chemicals that are in distilled white vinegar. Now, you may be wondering why the heck I have such a giant container of white vinegar. And the reason is because one of the things that I love to do is metal detect on the side. And I often come across coins that, like pennies, for example, or dimes, and they have corrosion on it like that. And I like to clean it off sometimes to look at the dates. And one of the ways I do that is with white vinegar, and also you could apply some salt, so white vinegar and salt. In this situation, you don't actually need any salt for the battery terminal. All you need to do is pour a little of this white vinegar, not much at all, inside some little kind of, you know, dish or something like that. And then all you got to do is you just have to take a Q-tip like this. That's it. And just, you know, just dab it a bit. And what you're going to do is you're just going to go right onto this battery terminal part right over here. I'm going to try to do this in reverse here, so testing my visual spatial skills a little bit. But you're just going to go right onto the battery terminal, and you're just going to rub it back and forth like that. And that is going to get some of that patina that's on there off that you don't want. Now, it's not going to necessarily take all of it off, but it is going to remove enough of it that the battery can make the connection that it needs to make. So you just do that for a little bit. It shouldn't really take too much time, and that will help to clean it up a little bit. So what's going to happen, and what the situation was like last night, and I showed this on my Instagram account. So if you're not someone following my Instagram account, that's @prime_time_treasure. And you know, on Instagram, I only have a minute to show you what I did. So I showed you on Instagram last night that when I turned on this little dial, and I had the battery in it, that it wasn't working. You would talk into the microphone like this, and you wouldn't hear anything. And that was with the battery in it and with it turned on. But now that we have the corrosion cleaned off of it, I'm going to take the battery, and by the way, these run on a 9-volt battery. I would advise you carry a 9-volt battery around with you, not only for testing out toys like this, but you'll come across other items that you want to test in the field. If you don't have a 9-volt battery, a lot of them use that, you're not going to be able to test it out. So this would be a good thing to test out. And you know, you just put this right on here like that. You just snap it in, and you should, when you turn it on, you should even start to hear like a little noise sometimes. It just depends on how the battery is sitting in there. You might hear like a little reverb, and then when you talk into it, it should make a noise like this. So what happens basically is it's reverbing inside. So this, now that it works, with having a lot of the different pieces here, now it's not complete. It's missing, there's supposed to be a battery cover right there, so it's missing that. That's often lost. I don't have the ladder on this one, and it's missing one other small piece. I don't even remember exactly what it is that's missing, but there's one other small piece that's missing, but it's mostly complete. Now, I sold one like this last week for $125 with it working. Without it working, you know, if you have it mostly complete, it's going to be very difficult to get over $100 for it. So just applying that little dab of vinegar to it basically transforms this from being an item that should sell for well over $100 to well under $100. And so then, you know, when it sells, you can make like an evil laugh like Skeletor into your microphone and be like, see, that's awesome, right? Now you can do that. You couldn't do that without the white vinegar. So keep that in mind, white vinegar, a Q-tip, and you are all set to make more profits. I'm telling you, this thing was not working last night, and it was just that little simple fix that you had to do. And that was it. So keep this in mind for the future. I hope it helps you out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Come by to the Instagram account. And don't forget the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. The link to that is down below in the description section. I'll see everyone at the next video, everyone. Take care.